George Washington, often revered as the father of his country, stands as a towering figure in American history. His leadership during the Revolutionary War, his role in framing the Constitution, and his tenure as the first president of the United States have left an indelible mark on the nation. Beyond the well-known anecdotes and myths, Washington's real story is a tapestry of ambition, resilience, and a vision for a unified America. This comprehensive exploration delves into the multifaceted life of George Washington, examining his early years, military career, presidency, personal challenges, and the enduring legacy he bestowed upon the United States. Early life and formative years. Born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia, George Washington was the eldest son of Augustine and Mary Ball Washington. His father, a prosperous planter, owned several plantations, and young George was introduced early to the agrarian lifestyle that would define much of his later years. Tragedy struck when Augustine died in 1743, leaving the 11-year-old George to inherit Ferry Farm, which included 10 slaves. This inheritance not only provided him with economic means, but also further embedded the institution of slavery into his daily existence. The economy and social structure of Washington's native Virginia depended on the labor of enslaved Africans and their descendants to cultivate cash crops like tobacco. Slavery was an integral part of Washington's life from an early age. With limited formal education, Washington was largely self-taught, focusing on subjects like mathematics, surveying, and geography. At 16, he embarked on a surveying expedition to the Shenandoah Valley, a venture that honed his skills and sparked a lifelong interest in westward expansion. His early experiences as a surveyor not only provided financial independence, but also offered him a profound understanding of the American frontier. Colonial military career. George Washington's early military career, spanning from 1753 to 1758 during the French and Indian War, was a formative period that honed his leadership skills and strategic acumen, setting the stage for his pivotal role in the American Revolutionary War. In late 1753, at the age of 21, Washington was appointed by Virginia's Lieutenant Governor, Robert Dinwiddie, as a special envoy to deliver a message to the French, demanding their withdrawal from the Ohio Valley, a region both the British and French coveted. This mission required Washington to traverse over 1,000 miles of rugged terrain during harsh winter conditions, showcasing his resilience and determination. Upon reaching Fort-le-Boeuf, he met with the French commander, Jacques Le Gardeur de Saint-Pierre, who politely refused to vacate the territory. Washington's detailed report of this expedition, upon publication, garnered him recognition both in the colonies and abroad for his courageousness. The following year, in 1754, Washington was promoted to lieutenant colonel and tasked with leading a small force to assert British claims in the Ohio Valley. He established a position at Great Meadows, constructing a makeshift fortification he named Fort Necessity. In May, Washington's troops engaged a French detachment in a surprise attack at Jumonville Glen, resulting in the death of the French commander, Joseph Coulon de Jumonville. This encounter, fraught with controversy, is often cited as the spark that ignited the broader conflict between France and Britain in North America. In retaliation, French forces attacked Fort Necessity in July 1754, compelling Washington to surrender. The terms of surrender, written in French, a language Washington did not understand, contained an admission of assassinating Jumonville, a stipulation that haunted Washington and fueled international tensions. Despite this setback, Washington's conduct during these engagements did not go unnoticed. In 1755, he volunteered as an aide-de-camp to British General Edward Braddock during an expedition to capture Fort Duquesne. The campaign culminated in the Battle of the Monongahela, where British forces were ambushed by French and Native American combatants. Amidst the chaos, Washington exhibited remarkable bravery, rallying the remnants of the British troops and facilitating an organized retreat after General Braddock was mortally wounded. Notably, Washington had 2 horses shot from under him, and his coat was pierced by 4 bullets. Yet he emerged unscathed, a feat that bolstered his reputation for courage under fire. Marriage and Mount Vernon. On January 6, 1759, Washington married Martha Dandridge Custis, a wealthy widow with two young children, John Parke Custis and Martha Parke Custis. This union significantly elevated Washington's social and economic standing, making him one of Virginia's wealthiest landowners. The couple took residence at Mount Vernon, a plantation overlooking the Potomac River, which would become Washington's cherished home. At Mount Vernon, Washington transitioned from a military career to that of a planter and businessman. He initially cultivated tobacco, the colony's primary cash crop, but soon recognized its declining profitability and the soil depletion it caused. Demonstrating adaptability, he shifted to wheat cultivation and diversified into other ventures, including milling and fishing. Under his meticulous management, Mount Vernon flourished, reflecting his commitment to innovation and sustainable agriculture. Leadership in the American Revolutionary War. Washington's leadership reached a critical point during the brutal winter encampment at Valley Forge, 1777 to 1778, where his army endured severe shortages of food, clothing, and medical supplies. Disease ran rampant, morale was low, and many soldiers lacked proper footwear, leaving bloody footprints in the snow. Despite these hardships, Washington remained steadfast, rallying his troops and preventing the army from dissolving. His decision to bring in Baron von Steuben, a Prussian military officer, proved crucial. Von Steuben implemented rigorous training programs that introduced standardized drills, improved battlefield formations, and instilled discipline. This transformation turned the Continental Army into a far more formidable and professional fighting force, capable of standing against the British in open battle. Washington also had to navigate political struggles during the war. He dealt with factions in the Continental Congress, questioning his leadership, supply shortages due to weak state cooperation, and even a conspiracy known as the Conway Cabal, where certain officers and politicians sought to replace him. However, his unwavering commitment to the cause and ability to maintain the loyalty of his officers ensured that he remained at the helm of the army. In 1778, following their harsh winter at Valley Forge, the Continental Army emerged stronger. With French support officially secured after the American victory at Saratoga in late 1777, Washington gained an important ally. France's navy and experienced military commanders, including the Marquis de Lafayette, significantly bolstered the American cause. In June 1778, Washington led his revitalized forces in the Battle of Monmouth, one of the largest battles of the war. Despite extreme heat and initial disorganization, Washington personally rallied his troops, turning what could have been a defeat into a strategic draw. This battle demonstrated the effectiveness of the newly trained Continental Army and further solidified Washington's reputation as a capable commander. Over the next few years, Washington oversaw key military operations while coordinating with French allies. In 1780, British forces under General Cornwallis shifted their focus to the southern colonies, capturing Charleston and dealing devastating blows to American forces. However, Nathaniel Greene's brilliant southern campaign weakened British control through guerrilla tactics and strategic retreats, setting the stage for Washington's final push. The tide of war turned decisively in 1781, when Washington and his French counterpart, General Rochambeau, launched a decisive campaign against General Cornwallis at Yorktown, Virginia. Washington deceived British forces in New York by making it appear as though he planned to attack there while secretly marching south. Meanwhile, the French Navy under Admiral de Grasse blockaded the Chesapeake Bay, cutting off British reinforcements. On September 28, 1781, American and French forces began the siege of Yorktown, bombarding British defenses. Washington personally ordered the final assault, and on October 19, 1781, Cornwallis surrendered, marking the end of major combat in the Revolutionary War. Washington's strategic patience, ability to unify diverse forces, and unwavering leadership were instrumental in securing American independence. Presidency and final years. Following the war, Washington resigned his military commission, setting a historic precedent for civilian control of the military. However, the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation soon led to calls for a stronger federal government. Washington presided over the Constitutional Convention of 1787, guiding the creation of the U.S. Constitution. In 1789, he was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. His presidency laid the foundation for the new government, including the establishment of executive departments, the federal judiciary, and economic policies under Alexander Hamilton. Washington also faced significant challenges, such as the Whiskey Rebellion, conflicts with Native American tribes, and tensions with Britain and France. His leadership during these crises reinforced the authority of the federal government. One of Washington's most defining moments was his decision to step down after 2 terms, cementing the tradition of peaceful transitions of power. His farewell address in 1796 warned against political factionalism and foreign entanglements, providing guidance that resonated for generations. After retiring to Mount Vernon, Washington lived only a few more years. On December 14, 1799, he died from a severe throat infection, leaving behind a legacy of leadership, integrity, and unwavering dedication to the Republic. George Washington's legacy extends far beyond his time, shaping the principles and foundations of the United States. His leadership, dedication to the Republic, and commitment to national unity have left an enduring impact that still resonates today. From his military triumphs to his presidency, Washington's life exemplifies resilience, vision, and selfless service. As we reflect on his story, it's clear that his contributions laid the groundwork for the nation's future. His decision to step away from power set a powerful precedent for democracy, proving that true leadership lies in service, not in control. Want to see more videos about U.S. presidents? Tell us which one in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more history content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.